Well, hey there, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. I was playing around with Claude Code this morning, and let me show you guys what I did with it. Let me share my screen right away. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Let's see, where do we have it? Okay, so if you guys have not, if you guys want to use it, it's very easy to set up. You can start off with the $20 tier, right? I only have the $20 tier, so you don't need to pay $100 or $200 to use it. You can start off with your $20 tier. And if you want to know how to set this up, so, how to get it working, then you could check out my YouTube channel. I do have a video on how to set it up, which is right here, how to set up Claude Code. So you guys can head over to YouTube and watch that if you want to use it. But anyways, so I'm not going to explain how to set it up. It's already recorded and you can watch it anytime. So I went through the process, and this, I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step guide also. It's going to be available on YouTube, and then you guys can watch it if you want to do this too. So I used the motion skills to create a little video. And it didn't take very long. I didn't do very much, but I find it's cool. It's really not bad, right? If you could have, Claude create little short clips for you that you can use, or you can even use on YouTube, then hey, it's not bad. It'll definitely save you time, money, and effort. Let me share. I hope you guys can see it. See if I can make it a little bit bigger. So it created this whole little video editing tool with it so that I can go in and cut and edit and change things. I didn't even ask for that. But here you go. This is a little slideshow, so to say. I didn't tell it to give me a outro. Now, what I could have done, which I didn't do, is have Claude add a narrator, right? Narration, speaking, a voice. I could have done that too. That definitely would have worked out. But just think about this. You can have it, cut, edit, and create, cut, and edit videos for you, which I find quite interesting. Now I'm on the $20 tier. I don't know how much I use now from my $20. And I think it's not about how much you use. I think it's how long you use it. I'm not sure. I don't know how long these $20 would last, but it spent a lot of tokens. And maybe I could do this once, twice, more. I don't know. Maybe 3 more times. And then I would probably be out of my credits. I'm definitely going to be playing more with it just to see how far I can go with $20. I'm not expecting to go far, but it's just good to test it, because you're not going to know. There's no meter that says, hey, you used what X amount of your $20. It's not gonna show that. So it's just gonna stop, and then you're gonna have to wait until the month is over, until your your credits replenish. But it's not bad. It's good to have something that could just spin up something quickly for you while you do other work. Now the quality, so I had to make I made the videos, and I offered the the whole, the text, right? But you could go as far as letting Claude do that. You could teach it to go to your image generator and generate. You can teach Claude to do that. And then you wouldn't even have to worry about that. And that's one of the reasons why everybody's, like going crazy over Claude Code or co-work. But this is nothing new. So we've had computer use already. So you could have done this. Let's put it this way. They made it a little bit easier now, I guess. But computer use has been a thing for a while now. And you can definitely automate certain tasks like that. Rabbit capability, not as good as Claude Code, but you can also teach this little thing a trick or two, like going on Amazon and ordering something, and it'll copy it. I had never done it, so I don't know how good it would be, but Claude is definitely capable of these things. So yeah, it's saved me a lot of time. Quality-wise, I could have probably went even more advanced. When you go on the timeline on X, you see a couple of people sharing, their little remotion creations that they did with Claude Code. But one thing is clear, right? You have absolutely no idea if it's really true. When they share something, you don't really know if the AI really did it, or if some human hands were part of the process. So you're only going to know if you try it out yourself. So this is the post, one of them. Remotion now has agent skills, make videos just with Claude Code. I'm going to share the whole process. What are skills? What is all that stuff? It's really not hard. These skills, and so is basically a text file. You're just giving your Claude a text file to read. Now in Cursor, it's not called skill. I think it's called rules. And I can do the same with Factory AI, with the droids that I code with. I can do the same thing. I could create a custom droid and then, implement these skills, and it can do it too. I don't think you necessarily need to use Claude Code to do these things. It's, it just needs to be an AI that has, tool calling capabilities. And there's probably, Remotion definitely has an MCP, right? So you could even go as far as, you could train other model and connect it to an MCP and get the same thing done. Definitely. I find it funny that the power that Anthropic has over the, what do you want to call it, the AI community, I find it a little bit worrisome. Almost feels like a cult. And everybody's kind of threatening you and telling you, oh my gosh, you're not going to make it if you don't use Claude Code. One gentleman posted that if you're not using Claude Code all day, or using it until your eyes bleed, you are going to you're not going to make it, right? You are going to be part of the underclass. Oops. I am so sorry about that. Let me just message. Call you right back. Yeah, it's a little bit important. Okay, perfect. So I'm definitely going to dive into all of that and see what other possibilities are out there to get you, get you the same thing without, without necessarily using Claude Code. But I mean, I did it. I didn't spend all of my spend all of my credits, but the lack of transparency is I don't like that. So lack of transparency, how much you're actually using, where this is going, how much do you have left? Um, there is some information out there that if you have one of those max plans, right? You have the $100 max plan and the $200 max plan. If you have the $100 max plan, you can kind of, I don't know, use it for 5 hours and then you're going to be cut out and then you just have to wait until it resets. So they're even taking control over how much you can work. So all those hustle bros out there, the AI bros, the Claude Code groupies or the cult, they're like, yeah, just go off all night. You can't even, how are you? You're not even allowed to. Anthropic is not allowing you to have them run 24/7. So, I like to cut through the noise. And I really have a feeling that most of these people, they're just looking to get impressions, right? And then it kicks off this big wave because if one person sees the other make 100+ K on a Claude Code post, well, then that person is going to post. And then everybody's going to post because everybody wants to hit those impressions, right? It's just wild what creator programs can do. It's not all positive. Let's just put it that way. So there's the hype train and there's these crazy, I don't even know what to call these people that are just out to get as much impressions as they can. So they will over exaggerate a little bit. But at the end of the day, these things were possible before co-work was there because we already had computer use and we've had it for now. And of course, you could say that the model updates, right? It's become easier, it's better, higher quality, and so on and so forth. But I just find it really interesting how easy, how simple it was for me to create this, which just tells me that, it's not that special. And, you're going to be spending a lot of money if you want to use it every day. And you're not going to be able to use it all day. So you have to be kind of really, you got to focus on, okay, what is it that I can, what task can I give it that might not be super crazy important or super urgent or something that I don't have to do, over a longer period of time. Like if you have a Google sheet, a spreadsheet, Claude Cowork is perfect for that because you can just have it, either create it or edit it, change things and stuff, and it could probably do that in minutes, whereas you would have to sit there and type in all the things manually, which would waste way more time. So if you have quick things like create a list here, can you create this here quickly? Can you do this and do that? So like smaller tasks, I think you could get far with Claude Code, right? If you're giving it small tasks and don't let it run for numerous hours, then you'll probably, it'll just last longer. And I would just maybe focus on one of your tasks, right? That you do maybe every day that might be a pain in the butt, and then teach it that one thing, and then just let it do that, right? And then you'll get a feeling of how much you can use it, and yeah. 2, 3, 4 tasks, if you have them, try to pass them on and just let it do that work on a regular. and you'll probably get more out of that because it'll help you structure more. If there's one task, one specific task that you don't have to do at all anymore because you've taught Claude and it's doing a great job and it's not too crazy and you're not spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars for it. Also, there it just depends, right? If let's say you have an employee and that employee is costing you X amount every month, but the work that it's doing, or the work that the employee is doing could definitely be, given to, and then you're only spending $200 a month. Well, then, I mean, clear, right? You would probably take that worker and bump that worker up and give higher quality work to that worker and keep that other stuff, keep that for Claude. You can be way more productive. It doesn't mean that you have to, fire somebody. It just means that that person doesn't have to worry about that specific task anymore. So that person can take over other tasks that might require more responsibility, and all that other fancy stuff. Because you just took the burden of, administrative, boring tasks. So it definitely has value. I would say there are alternatives out there. You don't necessarily have to use Claude Code. I find it also a little bit sketchy when it comes to my data. And also, we're going to see way more people creating skills that you can then just implement into your Claude. And because that's the whole backbone, right? The skills, right? You give it documentation so that it understands what it needs to do, and then that's basically the whole heart of this thing, is being able to just feed it documentation to learn, and then it'll do the thing. So there's nothing, I don't know, it's not like it's super wow, right? We already had it, just nobody was using it, and now everybody's using it. For me, I don't do any Excel sheets or so, and I'm also, these videos, it's not bad. It really isn't bad. But I would want to teach it maybe something a little bit more advanced to see how good it does, because like these normal regular videos, they're quite boring then, right? This is not like super. You want to create stuff that people will watch, that people like, because otherwise you're not going to get clicks. Nobody's going to pay attention to it. So the quality has to be at a certain level, and not that Claude can't do it. But like this here, they're saying that this was created with Claude. And yeah, I totally believe it, right? So you just have to know these little transitions, what they're called, and then, I'll show you guys. Like I said, I am gonna record a video after this, and then you guys can watch and see how I did it, and then you'll understand right away. Oh, that file. Oh yeah, I can create that. So you can grab Remotion Docs, feed it to a basic LLM, and tell the LLM to extract, right, all that knowledge, and then ask the AI, this is what I want to do. Is the skill set there to do that? And then you can take that and then feed it to Claude Code, and it'll do it. I mean, this doesn't look bad, right? But it's not too long. It's how many seconds? It's a 6 second video, but looks cool. I mean, why not? It's great job, right? That's almost After Effects worthy, this little flip here, right? It comes and then it turns, right? So this is a little bit of an advanced, little transition here, or whatever you want to call animation, which is it's just cool. So yeah, in general, we're moving towards agents that can do a wide array of tasks, but they have to be taught. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, cool, AGI is here. But the humans have to tune it. The humans have to massage it. The humans have to input the data. Pre-work. So if you're grabbing skills, of course, the people that created the skills, they probably use AI to do it, but there's still a lot of human creativity needed. So you need to prompt, even if you're using AI, you just need to, get the AI to put that stuff together and help you out there. But it's basically it's human design. And that's not what AGI is about. That's just not what it is. AGI is human level intelligence that happens out of, I don't know what the right word is, not intuition. That's not intuition, but it's not something that's programmed into it. It just happens. So the AI understands. You give it a task, and the AI understands completely without pre-training. Right? But if you have to create the skills and then you have to feed it to it, you're training it to do that specific thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not AGI, which is fine. But that doesn't mean that just because it's not AGI that it can't do your work. Right? There's a little bit of a misconception there. We don't need AGI to have AI do our work. We just have to teach it. That's all. And with AGI, you don't have to teach it. It can look at something that's totally unfamiliar and will figure it out all by itself. That's the AGI that the big players are talking about. There's only one definition. If it's human level intelligence, you just have to ask yourself, what is human level intelligence? And what you do, you just look at all the things you do every day. Can AI do it? Most likely, not. It can't do it. But you can teach it to do certain things. It's definitely making our lives easier. When it comes to all of this stuff. Is it solving the biggest problems of humanity? No. Because now we have AI, right? This is super interesting. We have AI, and now we have new problems. Does that make sense, right? We have AI and we have new problems, like with everything. So our problems will not go away just because we have AI now. And a lot of people are hoping, right, that when we get to AGI, our problems will go away. Who knows? Who knows what problems will be? How fast will it go? And a lot of people are super excited and they're like, yes, we want AI to save us. It's not so easy, people. Humanity, it's multi-layered. There's so many layers. There's so many things going on. We will probably arrive at a point where we'll be able to see more and understand more thanks to AI. But it's still going to be on the human creativity, human effort, human work needed to solve the problems. So this is really all cool. This is great. But what we also have to keep in mind, there are many, many people out there. And I think I reshared a post because I was reading something from a gentleman like, if you're not Claude coding until your eyes bleed every night, you're on the express train to the permanent underclass. Can everybody afford a Claude Code and then use it every night until their eyes bleed? No. We have so many people that can hardly buy food. So what problem is AI solving here? Is giving the upper class access to efficiency tools, but it's not solving humanity's problems. It's not. There are new problems now coming up because we have inequality, and with AI, it's going to be even more apparent. That's why open source is very important to fill that gap, which a lot of people don't understand. People listen to Dario talking bad about open source. He's just trying to save his behind. He wants to own the world, right? He wants everybody to pay him and his company so that he can survive, that he can make billions of dollars. Do you really believe that they care about you individual people, having to pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to use AI tools, to use their AI tools? How expensive it is. And I really don't understand how people can then say, because I had a gentleman 2 days ago wanted to start a debate with me about how AI is helping us. Where is AI? It's helping some people, but it's not helping society as a whole. We still have a lot of people that hate AI, that don't want to use it. We have people that are really scared that they're going to lose their job. I mean, where is AI helping us? It's helping me personally to learn new skills, to move faster, to accelerate. But is it helping my neighbor that has absolutely no idea, that might be, at home, handicapped, or out of work, can't pay his bills? Is it helping that person? That person is not even going to have $20 to spend for a subscription. So, it's a misconception. I like to be realistic. I love AI. I use it every day, and it's changed a lot of things, but other problems are coming up. It's not saving me, right? There's still work that I have to put in. I got to learn the stuff, right? I got to pay money to use the stuff. I don't have expensive GPU, so I can't run it locally. I have to give up my data in order to use it. So there's sacrifices that are happening when you use AI. You might solve one problem, but a new problem is going to pop up. And that's what a lot of people are not paying attention to. And that's normal. It's social media. This is not, it's social media. People are going to hype. People are going to talk nonsense just to get more attention. It's wild to me that people believe that Claude Code is now here to save us from everything. It's just not. It's not the case. It's not the case. I thought I would take time to just speak on that. I hope this helps somebody, because I'm just not the person that's going to sit here and just throw hype out there just to get thousands of views and be like, oh yeah, great. There's a lot happening, and it's a lot to keep up with. So I'm trying my best to help the people understand AI and make better decisions, right? Because if you were just to follow all these hype bros, you would be sitting there and using Claude Code until your eyes bleed, and then your $200. You're minus $200 and you still haven't created anything useful, because there's no structure, there's no clear insight into what it actually can do for you. There's so many layers to this, and very little are teaching that. But since I don't have millions, not many are going to pay attention to me. This is how the game works. So you got to then try to get yourself a little bit more out there and grow so that people will pay more attention to you and see you as valuable. It's all a game. It's all a game. So yeah, I am going to put the video together, and whoever wants to try it out, everything will be on YouTube. You can, how to set it up and how to use it, and also my thoughts on it, what I think about it. I don't want Anthropic to be the boss of AI. I don't want to give Anthropic all of my data. Why should I? Are they paying me? I have to pay them to use their tools. And then I have to give them all of my data in order to use the tools properly. I wonder why people are just so, they don't care, right? I don't know why they don't care. I can't speak for them. But so many people are just like, I really don't care. I just want to use this. I want to do what everybody else is doing. Also, all these third-party tools, yesterday I was using an AI, and it went into my ENVs and put them out into the wild. I'm like, what are you doing? These are ENV keys. You can't, or API keys. You can't just be sharing them all over the place, right? There's so much to this that people have to understand. There are risks. And yeah, we're all teaching, putting out our skills, right? It's open source. AIs are going to gobble it up, and then they're going to have all of that. It is what it is. It's not like, I don't want to complain about it, but just be aware. And then Anthropic, all the big players have access to all the skills, all the things that we do. What do you think they're going to do with that? They're going to retrain their models, right? Give them even more capabilities. Then they're going to come back to us, and then they're going to charge us even more. Then they're going to be in charge of how much we're allowed to use it. Yeah, that's where we are. I love AI. I really do. But, I do love to think, to think about these things. So I'm definitely, I don't mind making a video because and many are going to say, no, why don't you just let AI do it? I'll let AI do the tedious stuff, the things that I don't want to do, but I want to make a decision. What do I want to do? And what do I want AI to do? Of course, if it's a spreadsheet, I don't want to do a spreadsheet. Maybe writing an email to a client, an answer. Do we need to worry about that? No. We can have AI do those things. But maybe I love being creative. Maybe I want to, when I make a little video, it's teaching me a thing or two about taste, aesthetics, alignment, balance, colors, how well colors go together and stuff like that. I don't always want to give that to AI. There's nothing wrong with it if people if people don't care about these things, of course. But I think that's an individual. It's an individual choice. I think there are many people out there that say they don't even know. They don't want to do that. They love doing spreadsheets. Hey, bless your heart, right? If you want to do your own Excel sheet, then do it. Don't worry about what everybody's saying, especially not on this platform, because people are just out to raise attention and to be all important and to sell their products and services to you. People are paying money to boost their posts, and then you see a post and you're like, oh my gosh, you've got 1 million views. It didn't necessarily grow organically. They boost it for $50 because they have the money, but you might not have the money, right, to boost your post, or So those are just things to keep in mind. I wouldn't follow that hype train, and it's cool. Claude Code is cool. Claude Cowork is cool. And I think everybody should try it, but you don't have to spend $200 to do that. Well, okay, everybody. I have a little bit going on today. Quite busy in the world of AI. Going to do my YouTube video now and have a lot of coding work ahead and a lot of other things. And yeah, I wish I could just tell AI, hey, build this for me and I'll come back in 5 hours and it's going to work. But that's just not the case. If you do your little Ralph Wiggum loop, you're going to come back and it's going to be chaos. It's definitely going to be chaos. Your Ralph Wiggum loop is not going to be able to present to you a perfect working product. So there's still a lot of work needed from your side to get a project going. And a lot of people want to sell it to you. I did a video yesterday on that, right? Vibe Code app. Yeah, you can just, you can just throw in 5 prompts, functioning app. No, you have a prototype. You can spin up a prototype really quickly. But bringing it then to production and having real users use it, it's not going to happen in 5 prompts. It's not going to happen. I just hope we don't get lost, right? That reality doesn't, is not pulled out of our faces. And we're just in some dreamland, hanging out with the Claude Code cultists, Triple C. Because that's how I feel lately. The last couple of days, this is how I feel, right? They're all throwing their nonsense at us. Like, this is the only thing that exists in the world, and you better not pay attention to this. It's really hard to keep your cool sometimes. Well, hey there, a comment from YouTube. Thanks so much. No, I just hope these things help, right? I know it's not always like, oh, we're gonna do like this crazy, fun stuff, and we're gonna be all fun and and laughing and stuff. Some things are serious, and I know that many of you want to make money, you want to make ends meet, right? You got bills to pay, and it's not always helpful, right? It's yeah. It's good to know the real stuff, right? Someone complained yesterday, because I do read a lot of YouTube comments, so that I can get a feeling what's happening, what's the sentiment in this AI world. And a gentleman was posting, because a lot of people speak about these side hustles, make money with AI. And then the gentleman was like, I've been watching these videos for so long now, and all of this is either way past my pay grade, it's so above me that I can't even grasp, or it's just nonsense. There's no real utility. That's what the gentleman was complaining about. And that's just the world we're living in. There's a lot of noise and little signal, right? There's a lot of noise out there. So just be aware of that. And even Andrew Kaparthi was talking how he feels like he's left behind because he hasn't used the newest tools. Now, you're not Andrew Kaparthi. And, he posted it, yeah, and got whatever, millions of views. He was the dude that, created the term vibe code. So it's, yeah. You don't have to worry about it. What are you doing every day? Figure out one task, the AI, and then play around with it. Play with it, test it. You don't have to stress out anything. You don't have to rush anything. What you have to do is start and be consistent. That's all. Everything else will fall in place. But don't feel obligated to pay $200 to use a tool just because someone said that this is the tool, and you're not going to make it without that tool. Observe. There is so much going on YouTube. There are so many videos. Leave this platform for a couple minutes and go look what's happening on other platforms. It'll give you another perspective. So with that being said, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we will be back tomorrow. Peace out.